Look at this long one right here. Look, Johnny. Look. Okay, it's 5:11. Welcome to Tea Time with Kitty. I'm giving everyone a second to get logged on. I have some water today. No tea, water. This is my third cold water for today. Mike had said to me a couple of weeks ago that he never see me drink anything. So I'm always having a cup of tea, whether it's hot or cold. I normally show it. During a birthday month, we had tequila, we had other things. So I don't know why Mike said he never seen me drinking anything. And I wanted to show y'all my I had one long piece of hair. What do I think is this? Look, y'all. Yeah, look at them bundles. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna get started. I'm just waiting for okay, so now we're ready to go. Okay, so it's at the 5. Well, it wasn't 5:12 yet, so I was giving everybody a second. So let's see who's on with us today. Please make sure you say hello. Make sure you say hello. Today is the twins' 15th birthday. They want to come on and say hi right at the end. Yesterday I forgot to shout out my niece Zari, who turned 15 on yesterday as well. Hi, Christian. Hi, Sister Vlad. And today is also Crystal's birthday. So happy birthday to Crystal. Today is also Allie's birthday. And also Dante's birthday. So we got all those birthdays out the way. And on that's the twins, our 15th family. And then on the 12th, we'll be celebrating Kern's birthday. So we have to make sure we tell Kern happy birthday because we won't be on her birthday because her birthday is the 12th will be on a Saturday. Okay, so she got a good birthday this year. Okay, so getting started. So today was my first day back at work. The last time I was at work was the first week of December. So normally management was doing 1 day a week when I was in the service center. But however, when I got the new position, I was working out of somewhere else, like on some special projects, and I didn't have to go in the office of the day. I went into the office today. I was supposed to be there at 7:30. I got there at 7:12. So my morning went really well. I even had enough time to stop and have some breakfast this morning. Got out the house on time. So I know a lot of us will be going back to work soon. Hello, Trail, if they're not already at work. I just want to know, how does it feel? We're going to talk a little bit briefly because I got to be out of here on time today because we're going to dinner for Sanaya and Samante's birthday. But just briefly, just want to go over like, how does it feel to know if there's anyone that's back to work. I know we have a lot of people that didn't start working, like Tony, like Pookie, like Tandy. I know we had a lot of people, but for some of the people that works for DHS or the federal government, DC government, with plans going back to work. Initially, I thought we were supposed to be going back to work in September, but it ended up being July that we are going back to work. So when the service centers and stuff will be open back up and ready to go. So I just want to know if there's anybody that want to talk about how they feel about going back to work. If there's any anxieties. I know for my job, they have not decided yet if the customers will be required to wear face masks. So that's a big deal going on now. So just real quick, while we're waiting to get into the discussion, I just want to know, what is your anxiety level about going back to work? I know one thing, being at work today, people are so mean, and we're going to go into that in just a little bit, but people are so mean, like just the amount of people that come in the door so angry. Now, mind you, I know that people are going through a lot. I know that people have a lot of hardships and all those types of things. But do you ever stop and think that maybe the reason why some things in your life is so chaotic or so many things are going on because you're so negative, and energy is real. So, you know, if you display or put out negative energy, you're sure enough going to get it back in return. So the table on The question on the table now is talking about anxiety going back to work, and how do you feel about reconnecting with people? Because I know that was one of my biggest issues. Like, I love my job, I love working with people, but working in the service centers, one of the most overwhelming things is dealing with customers. Everybody wants stuff real time, right away, with urgency, and we do work in an urgency environment. So getting stuff to people is very important. However, we still have to conduct ourselves in a adult like manner, just to be respectful when conducting ourselves. So, is anybody going to chime in? I see Christian is on. I see Trail. Trail, are you all back in the office yet? If not, how are you feeling about going back into the office? Flood. What is that going to look like for you when you go back into the office? Are you going back on July the 12th? Also, how does that look? Because y'all, you making them people wait too long. Well, actually, Christian, it's not a wait, because right now we're still in modified process. So I don't see why a customer, unless they're filling out some paperwork, I don't see why a customer would be in our building longer than 5 minutes at this time, because there's no interviews. Okay, Pookie, that's right. You never left. So how do you feel about going back to work? I know that you're off now on leave, but how does it feel about going back to work? I know one of the supervisors at my job had stated that they thought they were initially going to do away with telework altogether, but just identifying that somewhat is our new norm. And I know for DHS, we have actually produced more work while being in a modified process than we did when being in the service center. So we definitely showed that we have performed with the modified process. So they are looking at keeping some of it in place. It takes 3 hours for them to call E7. Ain't no E7 been called since March. I don't even know we had an E. I don't even know we had E. But I ain't no E7 been called since March of 2020. We've been out of the building for 15 months. I don't know what you're talking about. I am fine with it. I don't deal with the public. I don't when I am scheduled to go back. My problem is being at 8 work at 8:15 a.m. Right, because you just get to roll over and kind of get ready. So the trust said, I'm not sure when we go back, but I can't wait to get back in the office. I gained weight and my kids made me crazy. So a lot of people do say that a lot. I know that I have gained weight. I've been working out. I got the treadmill back out at the garage. So I got that back set up just to be working out. So got that going. So that does make it, like, I think it's a balance. So I definitely know that they're going to probably be letting us do 2 days a week. So I'm definitely looking forward to being able to telework 2 days. That's definitely a start. So what I'm going to go into next, I'm just giving people a few more seconds, and let me take a sip. So Mike won't say I didn't drink anything. My third cold water for the day. I have to finish before the day is out. So what we wanted to talk about, aside from attitude, because that's going to be another whole discussion, because we can go on and on for that. But we want to talk about, someone had posted on Facebook, what type of how were you raised? Were you raised in an affectionate household? So the question is, were you raised in an affectionate household? And your answer should be, oh, I've been losing weight because I haven't been eating like I was before COVID. Just you eat more than before COVID. So I want to hear from you all. Were you raised in an affection household? So that's the question. Were you raised in an affection household? And I need for us to say yes or no. And we're going to get into that a little bit more, because I want to know a little bit more about affection, because, that really was interesting in me, that was a question. If you were raised in an affectionate household, because I want to hear responses for one, but I've always been told that I'm not an affectionate person. So I've been told that I'm fun and loving and all those types of things, but not affectionate. So I just want to kind of get a feel for what does that, okay, what do you mean by an affectionate household? Okay, so they just answered the question. So I guess hold on, let's find somebody to get Nyla. Okay, what is an affectionate household? So again, we're talking about, were you raised with parents? Or if you was raised by your grandparents, but preferably your parents. If you was raised by your parents, and if they were parents who always told you that they loved you, always told you they were proud of you, and sometimes just because they didn't say it didn't mean that they didn't. So I'll go first for myself. My mom was not the mushy type, not the one that was kind of like huggy, kissy, not the question was, were you raised in an affectionate household? And if we can get some responses to that, we can kind of go into the next question is, how does that make you feel about like being in an affectionate household? Does it make you more affectionate, or by being in a not affectionate household, does it make you be affectionate, or does it just not make you not be affectionate at all? Okay, my screen froze up. Okay, sorry. So I hope you heard me. So we're still talking about people responding. I know Christian said no, he wasn't. I was not brought up in an affectionate household, but again, I did stated that I don't question my mom's love for me at all. But sometimes it's just what people's not used to. So we're still waiting for some responses. Pookie, from you, were you raised in an affectionate household? Okay, you was. Okay, it can make you more affectionate towards your own kids because what you've been through. Okay, okay. So Christian, I think that that is very important. I don't think I was in love. Right, right. Not love though, but not affectionate. So what would be the key ingredient? Because the reason why I'm going here with this is because I want to be more affectionate. I was not, just knew my mother loved me. I think Aunt Fizzy was really affectionate, Trey. Like, oh my God, I think that she showed me the most affection as a child. And I think you were spoiled to pieces. But I know spoiled and affectionate is not the same thing. I know that I am the one who started my family saying, I love you. So, like, my brother Mark would never say it, my mom would never say it, my dad would say it. Chucky Pointers kind of went with the flow, but now everybody says it. So, like, we are constantly telling each other that we love them. And growing up, that's not a language that was communicated with me. Like, my mom just say, hey, how you doing, baby? Love you. So, when me, Pookie, and Yanni, or leave for each other. We're always saying we love each other. And I know that I get why affectionate is important because I've never known affectionate to the core until now. Like Nala has taught me a different type of affection. So a whole different type of affection. No, I was not, but I knew my family loved me. Right, right. So that's very important. So when guys would tell me that I wasn't affectionate, when I look back over, I guess I definitely wasn't. But I feel about Nala the way people would feel about me. Um, Nala definitely, yeah. So Nala makes me overly affectionate. So and that's why I admire my friend. You know, just learning to coexist because really teaching me how to love in a comfort zone. Because you know, it's really easy to like love your friends, your family, and people that's been around. But with new people or people you're just not too sure of because of things that may have happened in your life or experiences you may have seen, it does make it a little challenging with that whole little love button. So but when it comes to Nala, when I'm talking about loving and affection, is where you could just be kissing somebody's feet, just constantly telling you love it. And to me, she's so affectionate back. So to bring it into a close with that, I just want to say, even if you did not come from an affectionate household, please, please, please make sure that you give young children, even adults. I know it's sometimes awkward to be running up on your 13-year-old, giving them a hug and kiss. A lot of times, little boys don't want that from you anyway. But when they are young, give kids as much love and affection as possible. I know that I came from a household where discipline was most important, and discipline is good. But the world is going to discipline us. The world is going to discipline us. We might run into a bully at school. You can even run into a bully at work. So that's why it's so important to not just focus on discipline, but let it be equally important for both. Let it be equally important for both. So make sure, please make sure that you love hard. And when kids are coming up, it's really important to them. It was times when you feel like you accomplished something, whether it be in school, and you will hear not get the fuck out of my why you not on? Okay, it's not important to them because it's not a accomplishment. Okay. Okay, and yes, I give hugs all the time. And Flood, I know you probably truly enjoy having a little grandbaby that you can kind of like love on because the love on for them is just like so real, so real. Um, why do you say boy? Oh, okay, I can't. I don't know why you say boy to me, Christian, but I definitely want to make sure, because you know, with being a parent, and I'm going to do a whole show on grandparenting because I feel like that we as grandparents need to do so much more. I know so many great grandparents, but I know so many grandparents that's feeling like their kids, their grandkids are not their child. So I definitely understand that they're not your child, but we're going to do a session on that for grandparents. So if you know someone's a grandparent, whether they're really good or whether they're not so good, we want to invite them on the show because the thing about it is when you're parenting, and I know this from being parenting by myself, when you're parenting, your days are consumed. So do you know how special or how important that would be to your child your child or your grandchild's other parent just to pick your child up, pick your grandchild up from school one day so they may have a little time to go wash clothes, go to happy hour, have something to eat, just to have a little bit of downtime. So we're definitely going to be doing a session on that because I definitely enjoy grandparenting. I definitely enjoy that. And I just want to encourage some people that to know that it's very important to be involved in your grandchild life. So we will definitely get to that pretty soon. But again, back to affectionate. So is there anyone else that has any more insight on being affectionate? So being affectionate. So again, Christian shared that his experience with not coming from an affectionate household made him overly affectionate. Pookie stated that he came from an affectionate household. So how does that affect you, or how does that benefit you, or make you better as a parent? Being that you came from an affectionate household and being overly affectionate. So I want to hear from you with that. Trey, I know you said that it wasn't as affectionate for you, even though you knew you were loved. But how does that make you? Are you an overly affectionate parent? Because see, even though we feel things about our parents on what they did or didn't do or what they could have done better, now it's actually our opportunity to weigh in and give some insight. So it's definitely our opportunity to give some insight because we get to be the parents now. So if we know that affectionate was something that we wanted more of, are we giving more of it to our children? If we know that affectionate was just too overbearing, here she come, here my mom come, here my dad come. I don't want to bother you. I don't want them hugging me in front of my friends. Does that make you back up a little bit from it? So I just want to hear from you on how does that make it for you now that you are the parent, so you get to be in control of the amount of affection that's displayed. Okay, coming from an affectionate household helped me understand the importance of a hug and a kiss when you don't know if your child is having a good or bad day. That is very important because kids have good and bad day. They don't share everything with us. We don't know what's going on with them in the schools, and it's not always other children bullying your kids. I had some of my worst experiences from teachers that don't know how to treat kids and mistreat kids, or teachers or people working into the school system or daycares that just don't really care for kids, but you want to be there because of control. You want to be there for the paycheck. So it's very important to see how their day is going. I just feel like love will overrule most things. I would never want CJ to feel like I felt sometimes getting cursed out at 8 years old. Like what could a child that young really do to be cursed out like an adult? I can think of some things they could do, but you're absolutely right. I tell my kids I love them all the time. I try doing things with them separately. Oh, that is excellent, Sister Flood. That is excellent. When my kids was coming up, because it was so many of them, I used to rotate Wednesdays when we would just have a date where it just be me and them. It doesn't have to be anything expensive, but I definitely suggest that technique to parents that have multiple children. Give them a day, even if it's just a walk at the park, even if it's just an ice cream cone from McDonald's. But intimate time is very important. I make it known that I can talk, that they can talk to me about anything. Excellent. Yes, I am very over affectionate with my boys. They say I am yes, when they get older, they definitely will say that you are embarrassing. I hated school because of those types of teachers. Yes, like, why are you here? Like, if you really don't like children, or if you're really angry, and goes back to what I talked about. I think it was either last session or the session before that. As a matter of fact, it was the last week we talked about that. letting people know that they're wrong that's close to you. So if you have a friend or someone and you know that they definitely shouldn't be in the school system because they're so angry, they're so bitter, whatever the case may be, just have a nice conversation. Don't hurt their feelings. Don't make them not want to be friends with you anymore. But just say to them, hey, do you really think that daycare is where you should be? I know I hear you talk about them kids get on your effing nerve all the time. So is daycare really a field that you want to be? Because maybe you should be a maintenance man or something, instead of working with somebody's kids, fix their toilet or, something to that degree. My mom and dad were very affectionate and made sure we felt love. Mom and dad told us daily they love us. They always reminded us of the beauty of our brown skin. Yes, you have shared that with me before, and that is so important. Tell your children they are beautiful. Tell them, build your child up, because the thing about it is outside is waiting to tear them down. So it's like anything. If you want to take something out of the bank, you have to put something in the bank. So if you want your children to be able to flee and be able to stand tall after all that goes on in their lives every day, you have to build them up. You have to build them up. Prayer, telling them you love them, being supportive of them. Like my youngest two twins have taught me a different type of love. They have taught me to love even when I don't want to love. So it has been an experience. I look back and laugh at the challenges that I went through with them. But today, with them turning 15 and knowing I only got 3 years to go, that makes me super, super happy. And it also helped me outweigh that the good days really does outweigh the bad days. And even though those bad days make you don't want to recognize the good days, but the good days definitely outweighs the bad days. Even as an adult, before I get off the phone, I always tell my loved ones I love them and greet them with love and hugs when we meet. And that's the one thing that COVID has definitely took from me. And that's why I don't know why some guys don't say I'm affectionate, but I see people really close to you, and I'll just put my arms like this and get them a hug because we can't touch. But that is very important. To show affection to younger children. If you start showing it to them early on, it'll be like it'll just be like it's how it's supposed to happen and when it's supposed to happen and what's supposed to happen. Like, it's really a great thing, and it's an even more greater thing to be loved. So I definitely wanted to get with you all from some portion of the day. I know that I am going to wrap it up a little bit early because it is my twin's birthday, and birthdays are very important to me. So I definitely like to celebrate people. So again, I just want to say happy 15th birthday, Sanaya and Samante. Happy birthday, Dante. Happy birthday, Crystal. Oh, Crystal's so special to me. I am so glad to have had her in my life for almost 30 years now. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to I said rest in peace, Allie. And Christian's friend Ernest. Happy birthday to you. So I definitely don't want to leave anyone out. I did say that Karen birthday is on Saturday, so happy birthday to her. And I just want to thank you all so much for sipping with a sister. And we'll be right back here next Wednesday at 5:11. And you all have a good night. I'm going to go and have me some good dinner and enjoy. Have a good one.